Triangle of Truth here. Well, 2/3 of it, bringing you our suggestion of the week. So we're bringing you some of our favorite artists and writers, and let's go with your first one.
Okay, first one I have is a writer named Jason Douglas. He just released a book called Parallel. Sean's been talking to him recently. We're trying to get us a copy of it. It's done by Source Point Press, I believe.
Super great company.
I've gotten to read like a page of it. It looks like it's going to be a really interesting story. So take a look. We're going to post everybody's Instagram links in the description below. Just take you a gander of his Instagram. Check him out.
Definitely. It's got some awesome stuff. So I actually want to say my favorite artist, and he's a writer, is Skottie Young. I've talked about him before during I Hate Fairyland. I think he's so cool. I love his chibi style. He's also worked on other things like Deadpool and a bunch of other like DC and Marvel stuff. And it's really cool to see him just sort of everywhere.
Yeah, they really have him do covers.
Yeah, he does a lot of covers.
Yeah, really cool style. We have the Spider-Man, Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it's the Spider-Verse where it's got main Peter Parker, where it's half Peter Parker, half Spider-Man, and then all the different Spider-Mans around him.
And they're all in that chibi style that he's really known for.
I love it so much. I really do.
Alright, my next one is an artist and an inker. He mainly works on covers, and he's the one, I guess, when they have the drawing done, he goes in and fills in the colors, but he also draws covers and stuff. His name is Jeremy Clark. One of the big ones, he's worked for Zenescope, DC, Marvel, IDW. One of the big ones that he's doing right now is Lady Death, and I'm not sure what company handles Lady Death.
I think it's either going to be Dynamite or
I think
Coffin Comics.
Coffin Comics.
Coffin Comics.
Nice.
Because it's right next to Dynamite. I remember now.
Nice, man. Nice memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeremy Clark, check him out.
Oh yeah, he's really cool. I like his style. So there's one that everybody, well, I would hope everybody knows. He's super realistic. It's Alex Ross. Oh my gosh, his Kingdom Come definitely changed the way that I look at most of the DC characters. And it's really cool the way he works. He actually finds people, like they're like, hey, we need you to do a character, and he finds somebody that in his mind's eye, like that's that person. He's like, hey, can I have you come to my studio and let me draw you as a superhero? 90% of the time they're like, oh yeah, dude, yeah, sure, for sure. And I love how realistic he does, and it's beautifully done.
Mr. Ross, if you ever need me for Puck or Wolverine, I'm your guy.
He's the bright height and the hairy. Look at this face. It's a beautiful face. That's why I married him. One of many of the reasons.
No.
Moving on.
Oh goodness. I love you a lot, though.
I love you too.
The next one I got up is comic creator Casey Carboni. I unfortunately am a very antisocial, socially anxiety person. So during a free comic book day one year, Jenna and Sean actually went to our local comic book store, and she was there, and they got to meet her and talk with her for a little bit.
I've actually kind of become a little bit of friends with her because when I worked at a gaming store, she used to come up and see me once every other week, and we'd sit there and just chit chat about stuff. So we'd talk about comics and games, and then she moved to New York, which we missed. And I kept we kept reading all of her stuff on an app called Webtoons, and then she's kind of been working on other stuff.
Yeah, her big one was it was a cute comic called Beans. It actually started out as a web comic, and she herself got it published.
Yeah, she did. She did everything herself. She got it published. She did the art. She did the writing. Everything. It was her baby, and she's still doing everything for it. But she's also found somewhere else to finally do books to come out. I'm super excited.
Yeah, but check it out. Beans is a really cute story. It's a really cute story.
And her art style is really unique. I love it.
Yeah, it really is.
The next one I'm going to do is I'm actually wearing the shirt for it. Jim Lee. I love his art style. It was actually Wildcats issue number, I think it was 4, was my first ever comic, and it was completely done by him. And it draws you in the way that it's semi-realistic, I guess is the best way to do it.
I think it's kind of a not so much realistic, but it's very very sharp.
Yes.
Very sharp.
Beautifully done.
Yeah.
He does a lot of covers too. I think his recent one was Ruby #1. He did a special issue where it had all of the characters on it, and it was it was so great. I'm so jealous that I missed out, but Sean got it, so I could still get to see it. It's so pretty.
I think he also did a cover with if anybody remembers Chris Daughtry.
Oh yeah,
Chris Daughtry, because he's actually an artist himself.
Yeah.
They worked on a Batman cover together.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Well, we actually got to meet him. Not last year, year before.
When they came for Harvey.
Yeah, they came for it was right after the Justice League movie came out.
Yep. Or this was it
right before
that day? Because it was after, because you and I went and saw Justice League.
Then everything got shut down because of Harvey.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that night afterwards.
We went
and
they had the Adam West Batmobile up front, and who else was there? Dan Didio was also there. I accidentally said something that made him sad, and I'm so sorry. I can explain if I ever meet you again. I love you.
Yes, my lovely wife she'd do much better meeting these people if it was a meet and greet, not just a hey, sign this and move along. We had a lot of stuff to say. I was speechless. Meeting Jim Lee. He walked by and asked how we were doing, and I completely shut down.
And I was like, "We're great. How are you?"
I was like, Jim Lee just spoke to me. It was amazing.
It's great.
And when I do a collector video in the near future, that's one of the things I'll show you is the comic we actually had signed by.
Oh yeah.
I want to say
it was Dan Didio and Jeff
Johns and Jim Lee all signed it.
Yeah.
It's a special Houston Strong cover, and I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it, but I'll have it in the video later on.
We cannot thank you guys enough for what you did. We were hit, like, our area, we're right just north of Houston. We were hit so hard, and it was so cool that you guys came and really helped out.
You could tell they were tired, too. I mean, they've been doing this all day.
They've been going to stores all over Houston, Spring, Conroe, and you could tell they were tired, but they were still there. Like, they knew that... It was a great cause.
Yeah,
so.
really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Also, sorry. Next one. It's your turn.
Okay. The next one I have is an artist. He's worked on Sync and Oxymoron. His name is Alex Cormack. What can I say about Sync and Oxymoron?
They're great.
Yeah, Oxymoron has not only a standalone book with him. He also has a Oxymoron, The Loveliest Nightmare trade, and he's also a featured character in the Red 10. Alex Cormack's art is beautiful, beautifully scary, especially his artwork in Sync.
Oh yeah.
The clowns,
I love scary. The way that he designed. Oxymoron is a beautifully done one where it doesn't have to be just one person because it's a mask, but it's all white with like the creepy black eyes that kind of remind me of maybe a little bit of Deadpool / Spider-Man, but at the same time they're like sharp and like and then his mouth is just it's so beautifully like you could tell there was a lot of detail and thought put into just his face, and then just the rest of him is a suit. It's just so well thought out and done. It's so amazing.
Yeah, so Alex Cormack, check him out.
Oh, definitely. So another one that I've got, she's a really good writer and a great artist. She's an Italian writer and artist. So if I say her name wrong, I'm so sorry. But I own all of your stuff and I love you. So just like hit me up and tell me how wrong I am. I'm going to say this wrong. Mirica
Andolfo, I think.
Andolfo. So the main thing that I'm reading from her is called Mercy, and it's a different take on vampires, and I really like how it's sort of like this flower that's growing out of them, but it's also just like...
I'm going to have to read that. That kind of sounds very interesting.
And it's so deadly because anybody who gets infected with this, they're almost albino looking. And the main character in Mercy, she has these cute little moles that just like angel kisses of her just beautiness. And then number 4 just came out. The other one that she's worked on is Unsacred, where an angel and a demon fall in love.
Oh, okay. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, yeah. I feel really bad. I missed the first 2 issues because they sell out instantly here. But I love all the art style. it's so amazing what she does with it. It is really cool. So if you guys get a chance, definitely check out her stuff. It's really cool. Like I said her name wrong. Do you want to try?
No, that's okay, because I'm pretty sure.
Mirka Andolfo is what I want to say. Definitely look it up for Mercy, and Unsacred is done by Ablaze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, right underneath Alex Cormac, see, I keep saying his name wrong. His name seems pretty easy to pronounce. Cormac, which Sync and Oxymoron are Comic Stripe characters. The next guy, I know he's wrote more than, or drawn more things than what I'm about to say. This is the one that I really know him from, and that's the Red 10 by, he's the artist on it, Cesar Feliciano.
Perfect.
I'm pretty sure I said the last name right.
You did.
Just don't know if the first name is Cesar or Caesar.
I think it's Caesar.
Okay. But Red 10 is one of, it's a murder mystery with superheroes. Sean and I have done a rapid review on the second volume. I've done a review on the first volume, and just the art in it is great. There's something about the comic stripe stuff. Yeah.
They really know how to do contrast between dark and light colors and the dark and darker colors, and they beautifully blend it together. They really do.
Yeah, but he's super active, like most of the people we named. Super active on Instagram, so check him out. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we're going to post all the Instagram links down in the description. Thank you, Sean, for the hard work on that.
So the last person I've got is, it's a newer comic. There's only 2 issues out right now. It's called That Texas Blood. It's Chris Condon.
Condon, yeah.
Condon. I really, really enjoy the way that they use sort of almost like, so it's an old country town, and he just sort of little bitty pieces of just maybe it's not what you see. It's not what you see at all, because in the first issue, one of his friends ends up so it's about the sheriff, and it's his birthday, and his wife's like, I need my casserole dish so I can make your birthday dinner. And he goes to his friend's house, and they're like, oh, yeah, we'll have it out to you in a little bit. He's like, you're not beating your wife, are you? And he's like, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. It's half joking. And so he ends up going back to his office, and they get a call that they found a body out in the caves. And when he's on his way out there, he actually finds the dude who has his casserole dish sitting in his truck, and the casserole dish is in the back seat. He was on his way out there, and the guy just looks scared, like he saw something. And then he just blows out his brains.
Wow.
Yeah. And he just says, sorry about your dish. And then blows out his brains. And then there's blood all over the dish. And the sheriff's like, well, shit.
So is this one of those... So is Chris Condon the writer on this?
Yeah, he's the writer on this. Yeah.
Is this... Do you feel like there's enough information for you to guess? Is this like a supernatural kind of thing?
Oh yeah, there's something supernatural happening, because there's a side story that came out in the second issue that came out this week actually. I had just finished it last night, and in the caves there's 2 people talking. You don't really know who they are, but you think one of them might be the deputy because he's wearing the uniform. But earlier in the first comic you saw in Loving Memory, and it was the deputy's picture. Like, I had to go back and look at that. I was like, what? So it feels like they're definitely building up to something on this, and I really can't wait, because spoiler alert, huge spoiler alert, in the cave the deputy goes up and kills the dude that he's sitting with at the campfire. So you're just kind of like, is he dead? Is he a ghost? What's happening here? Because the cover of the first one is like a skeleton that's all lime green coming at you. So you're just kind of like, WTF, mate?
So you literally just convinced me in this suggestion that I need to read Mercy and That Texas Blood.
Yeah.
Like, you just convinced me that I probably need to start reading this.
I read a lot of really out there stuff. A lot of times it's either like Aftershock, IDW, and stuff like that. So if you're ever looking for weird stuff, I'm your girl. In fact, at work, that's where they point you to. Like, hey, what's your favorite horror stuff? They're like, go talk to Jenna. I'm like, what up?
Awesome. So anyway, that's our suggestion this week. A lot of people to check out, drop by their pages, check them out. You'll probably find at least somebody on this list that you're just like, wow, that's amazing. I'm going to start following this person. But until next time, we'll catch you later, Tots.
Bye.